So I've just enabled, I'm going to enable the setting, default is disabled. That means the administrator account of that machine should be always in a disabled state. So I've set the policy in this GPU. I'll click on close, and once again I've done this under computer configuration. That means it should apply for that computer.
Vijay, could you just repeat what you said? I didn't understand properly.
Okay.
What did you do?
See, what I did is, in that machine, in the member server, I'm just creating a group policy, new group policy, where I'm enforcing the control. I'm enforcing the control that in that workstation or a server, you have to disable the administrator account. By default, administrator account will be enabled. So I just want to disable the administrator account. And also I can do this also. Okay, just a second. Rename administrator account properties. I would say rename administrator account to something like so I've done two settings. I've just created the settings. That's all, but I haven't applied to the machine. I'll just close this. It has been applied here, but if you go here, London computer, nothing is here yet, because I haven't pushed the machine here yet. So let us see. I log on to the other server, the member server. I'll go to the portal. This is my member server. I will take an RDP of this machine. So you're able to see my screen, right? So I've taken an RDP of another machine, that is member server. Okay, this is my member server. I'll just show you. So guys who has come late, so this was our these are the activities that we'll be doing today. Create a group policy linked to the OU, in that we'll have a server. Deploy and certificate server maybe later after this lab, and theory on ADFS and deploy ADFS infrastructure. So for this required infra is, we require two servers, one is domain controller and one is member server. Okay, this machine, I'll just show you. I'm going to tools, computer management, local users and groups. Okay. You could see here, I have a user by name Vijay. This is the administrator account. If I click on the built-in account for administrating computer and the slash domain. So this is the user account. What I want is now this account should get disabled and this account should be renamed as whatever the name that I given was. So let us see whether this happens or not. Clear, guys?
Vijay,
Yeah.
if I may just interrupt, so the end goal of the group policy is to ensure that the administrator account Vijay is disabled or it changes or what? Is that the end goal of the group policy?
In goal of the group policies, the name Vijay, it should be disabled, and also it can be renamed, it will be renamed to boss, some other name.
Okay. Okay. So that means the name Vijay is also part of the OU that we created, right, on our server.
What I'll be doing is the computer will be part of the OU.
Okay. Okay.
And the group policy, whatever the group policy that I've created, it is the settings are set at the computer level.
Okay.
Okay. If I go back to my server, this is my server. I'll just once again click on edit. Where is my settings? Somewhere here. It is here, somewhere here. So you can see here, this setting, it applies to computer configuration. If I want to assign if I want to do the configuration at the user level, then I'll click here. Both are same. So I've applied this, I've made those changes to the computer configuration. Okay, guys, can we test this? Okay, we'll test it now. So the first thing that I would like to do is I've created the group policy. Either I can link this group policy to this OU only, because I've linked here. This group policy will apply to all three containers. I do not want that. I want to target this to this computer only. So what I'll do is right click. Can I uncheck this? Okay, I've unchecked this. You can see it has been grayed out. And right click here, link an existing GPU. I'll say test GPU. So I've linked this GPU to the computers. The first thing, I've linked this settings. When I say group policy, it's nothing but a settings. I've linked this to the computer. And then what I will do is I'll go to my Active Directory users and computers. The machine, when you join any machine to the domain, it will come and sit under computers. You can always move, right click, move to London computers. Now it is here. Now that setting should apply for this machine. See, so when the settings will apply to this machine, by default group policy will apply when you restart the machine, or by default it will apply every 45 minutes. So group policy will apply every 45 minutes, or when you restart the machine, or when you forcefully say GP update /force. That means apply group policy immediately. So these are the three things. Let me write down. group policy will apply. Every 45 minutes or when you restart the machine, or when you run the command gp update /force. So these are the three ways the group policy will apply. So we will choose either one of them. We'll see the results. End goal is the result should reflect.
Vijay, is it possible? Is it possible we can see the settings of the GPO again? Can we see the settings of that test of GPO?
Yeah, one second, right?
Yeah, let me see the settings.
Yeah. Just. So I go here, I'll right click and say edit. Policies, Windows settings, security settings, local policy, security options. These are the two things that we have done. It should reflect.
Can we open it? Can we please open the administrator account?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So let us see that I've just say enabled. So let us see whether it gets disabled or enabled. Let us see that. So okay, I'm closing the group policy. Now I'll jump to my member server. This is my member server. I'll just open computer management. Nothing is changed yet. Because, okay. So what I'll do is, the quick thing that I can do is, and once again this is very important command, gp update /force, group policy update and force it. gp update /force. I'll say enter. Updating policy.
And you're running that command on a member server, right?
Yes, on the member server. And I just completed my command. So I'll just, there is one more command. You can also try gp result. gp result /r. It will just give what is the group policy that has been applied here. You can see I ran this command gp result /r. So I would see applied group policy object. Apart from default domain policy, there is the test GPO that I created. So even this is applied on this machine. So I'll close this. Let me open the tools, computer management, local user. Okay. You can see the name of this earlier name was administrator. It has been renamed to boss. That means the changes has been applied. But this account has been disabled. I think I have to set the other. I have to toggle this. I have to set the other settings. If I go to my domain controller, so either I have to make this as a disable. I'll make this as a disable and say apply. Now that account should get disabled. So once again I run the command. Since this is a small network, when I immediately do GP update / post, it will apply immediately, but in a larger company or environment, it will take some time to apply, or sometimes it will also ask the restart of the machine. So GP update / post. So it is applied now. So let me go back. Okay, something is wrong. I think it has not got disabled. Okay, maybe it is not able to, since I've renamed the account, is unable to find whether this is an administrator account or not. That could be one of the reasons. Okay, one of the setting did not work, the other one worked. So what I wanted to demonstrate is within the Windows Server, if you want any controls or limitations that you want to apply, you can apply by your domain server. So basically, people will say that the moment you install a Windows Server, they will ask whether you have baselined this service, baseline this server. That means whether you have stopped unrelated services, or have you taken care of security considerations and everything. So all this can be applied by group policy. So now if I go to my server, so if I just click on any group policy, you could see there are some, by default, there are some thousands of parameters. So all this can apply to the server. So if you want some settings to be applied at the user level, you can also do it. If you want some settings to be applied at the computer level, you can also do it. So maybe at the user level, we can try one more thing. Let us see if it is something this simple. Okay, this is preference. Guys, clear? Any doubts you have?
Hello, Vijay.
Yes.
This is Mithil.
Yeah,
So when you say computer level, that means the machine that is joined to the domain. And when you say user level, that is the user account that we have created in the domain.
Yes. So when I say computer, the settings can apply at the computer level. When I say user level, if the user logs on to any machine in the domain, the policy gets carried away with him, and it will apply to whichever machine he logs in.
Okay.
So basically, user configuration, most people, maybe earlier they were configuring the settings in user configuration in a BPO, in a call center or a BPO type setup, because employees will work for 8 hours and they leave their desk, because after that one more employee come and logs into the same machine. So what they do is they'll apply some settings to the user level. So the employees who are in a shift rotation, they can log on to any machine and they can open the laptop or a desktop, and those policies will apply for them. So there is just a demonstration. I just wanted to make sure that you can control the server settings or a laptop settings from here. See, also you can also do some of the settings like power options. You can create your own power options for the laptop, like new power plan, at least Windows 7. It's saying, so I can say update. I can say whatever it comes, hard disk, turn off hard disk after on battery 15 minutes or plugged in, sleep, all these settings. There are many settings you can apply. Guys, clear? And once again, between group policy, there is preference. This is the new thing. Apart from policies, you can see preference. Preference you cannot see under computer policy. Okay, it is there, but there are okay fine. Preference are available both in computer and user. And when I say preference, it will apply only when you log in. After that, it gets vanished. That means just for a moment it will apply, and once you sign off the session, it will go off. Okay, guys, clear? So this is just a once again a photo topology, some kind of a topology here. Policies, software setting, Windows setting, administrative templates, and whatever the group policy that we created, test.gpo. Can you guys tell me where it will get stored?
In the NTDS folder.
No. All group policies, when you create a user, it gets stored in ntds.lib. But when you create
If it's sysvol,
yes, sysvol, it gets stored under system.
okay.
Policies. You could see there are 3. Earlier it was 2. So now it has been from here. This Active Directory server, it pushes this file, pushes or applies this file to all the machines in your environment. That is the reason. That is also one of the reasons why we require so many ports opened in the Active Directory. So guys, clear on this? Can we do something similar like this? Can you just create one group policy and link to an OU under this? Let there be one computer, and just take this example. Security settings may be easy to achieve. Local policy, security options. Maybe I choose to rename administrator account. You just do this. So I'll just open this. Guys, can we do this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could do that. Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's something we can do.
Okay. This is the one. This is the end goal. Set up a group policy. Your default username should get named to boss. Okay. So guys, I'll give you 15 minutes. Let's do this activity. I'll be on mute. Any questions you have, just post in the chat. I'll answer you.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, Vijay.
Yes, tell me.
Can I share my screen? Can you check the DNS is not working?
See, MD, you have to work yourself. So, at
No,
least
I work
you have to put some, you have to put some effort.
Yeah,
I cannot,
definitely.
yeah, because I cannot execute all the steps for you.
No, I'm saying it's a error message. Weekend I can do. I will try my best today. Saturday, Sunday I can do.
Okay, okay. You can do that.
Yeah. So can you check this one in my screen, please?
Okay, share the screen.
It is in here message.
Okay. Yeah. You can click on promote this server to domain controller.
Mm-hmm.
Click here. Promote this server to a domain controller.
Which one?
See, there is a tab here, post deployment configuration warning symbol. Under under that, you could see here promote this server to a domain controller. So, okay. Add a new forest. You have to go add a new forest. You have to click on. All the steps are part of a document. Add a new forest. You have to click on add a new forest.
And in the forest.
The third one, the third option. Yeah.
So input in here lab, right?
Yes, lab.com. Here you have to type a password. Yeah, click on next. Not required that. Yeah, click on next. Wait for some time. Okay, click on next. Yeah, next, click on next. Yeah, next. Yeah, install. After that, you have to restart the, by default, it will restart the machine. After that, you have to log in with your credentials.
Okay. Thank you so much, Vijay.
Yeah, thank you.
Vijay, Mr.
Yeah.
Adarsh, I created a test GPU and changed the administrative password and put it disabled. I have a question though.
Yeah.
So when I go to computers and see that it is linked to two GPUs in the group policy inheritance,
Yeah.
it says that the default domain policy and the test GPU both are enabled. So how do the computers know which policy to follow or
Okay, okay. I'll just, it's good that you guys are coming up with the question, because the more doubts will come, you'll be understanding this technology properly. So let me log on to my domain server. So if I go to group policy, this is my first group policy, which by default automatically gets created when I provision this server domain controller. And then, since it is at a root, it will apply to all objects. It will apply to all the objects. Tomorrow, if I create one more OU by name, maybe UK or maybe UK or ASA, since this is at the root level, it will apply to that OU also. And then, if you go to the computer, I have applied one more here. So, because of this, you can see two group policies are applied. And if you just click on this computers OU, you could see group policy inheritance. As the name says, this OU, whatever you put in, if you put more computers or one other few OU inside OU, you can also do. For this OU, there will be two policies will be applied.
Okay, so this test GPU only falls for this computer, right? Does it follow? This is not for the whole forest, right?
No, it is only for this OU.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, guys. If you're done, let me know.
I'm finished.
Okay. So you got the desired result?
Yeah. The
Okay.
account was changed to boss. I got
Yeah. Okay. So any other guys? Any other students who got?
I'm done too, Vijay.
Okay. Who is this? This was Adarsh? Adarsh?
This is Mitchell.
Okay. You.
I'm also done with it, Adarsh.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm also done with it.
Okay. So Jitesh, Harshita, Gerald, Abdullah, MD. How about you guys? You're working on this or you'll work later? How is that?
Yeah, I'll do in a weekend.
Okay.
And everything will be.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, I would take my time and do it. I'm just trying to document the steps, and then I'll take my time and go over it and do it and report to you.
Okay. You can always refer to the video. So after the end of the session, we will upload the video. You can also refer the video also.
Nikan, how about you?
I'm trying to log on my second server, so I have a problem with that. I need to solve the problem first. So.
Can you repeat that a little louder, please?
I have a problem with my second server, so I can't log on for that. So that's why I need to solve first that problem.
Okay. But were you able to follow the session because you were very quiet throughout?
Yes, I understand. So great for policy.
Okay. And how about Ezra, Harshita?
I'm working on it. Maybe it takes some time, but yeah, I'm able to follow the class.
All right. How about you, Ezra? I hope you're not you're not also working at the same time at work.
Hey, yeah, I'm at work. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
So were you able to follow the session?
Not really. I'll go. Maybe in the weekend I'll read all your sessions and I'll go through the audio clippings or the
Yeah. So
and then get back to you.
okay.
All right.
Yeah. Please make sure that you listen to the video and then progress.
Sure.
How about you, Abdullah?
Oh yeah, I did it. I am on track.
Super.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Once again, the key commands are GP update, GP update /force, GP result. These are the key important commands. There is troubleshooting the steps. So if you go wherever in any company or if you're working on an Active Directory console, they would ask how do you troubleshoot the group policy. So as an L1 or an L2 engineer, you could say if a group policy has been linked and it has been not applied at the computer or user level, then you would like to run this commands, that is GP update /force, and then see if the policy has been applied to the computer or not. Okay, guys, then I'll move on to the next activity. Okay, we installed Active Directory. The moment I say identity, it's not only Active Directory. There are further more components like Active Directory, certificate server, EDFS server. These are three components. Apart from this, there is Active Directory lightweight DS that is not being used, and Active Directory rights management solution. So let me open up diagram. You're able to see my screen, right? You're able to see my visual.
I can see your screen. Yeah, I can see your screen. Yeah, I can see your screen.
Yes, I can. Yes, Vijay, we are able to.
So when I say Active Directory identity, so any company would have, apart from Active Directory, you can have multiple Active Directory, that is fine. This will be your Active Directory. It could be multiple, that's okay, but in this diagram I'll just take one of the instance Active Directory. We'll have certificate server, we'll have ADFS server. When I say ADFS, it's a federation server. And then we'll have AD RMS server, rights management server. Since slowly the technology is moving towards cloud, for Active Directory, we have an alternate, that is Azure AD. So that it gets integrated, Active Directory and Azure AD gets integrated. Certificate server, within your on-premises, we have to deploy one certificate server so that it can issue certificates for your workstations or for the user. And ADFS server is nothing but a federation server, where earlier what used to happen is, when you deploy an application, all applications and servers will be part of a one data center. Now what is happening is, some people say I'll deploy applications in the cloud and authentication you do from your on-premises Active Directory. In that case, ADFS will play a role in it. So ADFS is a server which give tokens to the it gives tokens to user, and the token will get authenticated. So that is the role of ADFS server. And once again, ADRMS, it's once again a rights management server. If you want to protect your Word document, Excel document, emails where you should not forward email to some other person, or you should not even print the email. In that case, the ADRMS comes into a picture. But based on today's technologies trend, so Active Directory is important, certificate server is important, and maybe a 50 to 60% of ADFS, because most of the ADFS roles are moved to the cloud. So people are migrating from ADFS server to the Azure AD. That means it gives single sign-on access. So earlier we did not have Azure AD, because of this we were using ADFS. But now, since we have got Azure AD, so people are migrating their apps from ADFS to Azure AD. So now why do we require certificate? We require certificates to set up the ADFS server also, and also if you have a request where you should protect one of your web servers, in that case you require a certificate server. So what we'll do is we'll deploy certificate server. It doesn't take much time, so we will deploy. Either we can deploy certificate. Okay, let's go to the ADFS server. I've got some slides on it. I'll run the slides on ADFS, and then we can do a lab on ADFS and certificate server. So I'll just open my ADFS fundamentals. So to deploy this ADFS server, once again, why do we require ADFS? Let me put up in a simple way. I'll take new diagram. So I'll take one more stencil. Okay, whether my voice is clear? Am I audible?
Yeah, Vijay.
Yes, audible.
Okay, okay. Okay, let me take this example. This is my AD server, and somewhere in the cloud, I have my one more server that could be my app server. Somewhere here in the cloud it is there. This is my web app server. So your users are there in your office network. They are here in the office network. So the requirement now is the user has to access this app server using the Active Directory users. That means assume that this user name is John Smith that I created, John.Smith. So I've created a user by name John.Smith, but he wants to access a web app server which is there in the cloud. So in that case, what will happen is that is not possible. They might there is one more web app server that can be if it is network and this machine is joined to the domain. John Smith does not have any problem in accessing this web server because it works seamlessly with user ID and password. But however, if this person wants to access this web server using the same credentials, in that case, what we have to do is we have to bring the new role, that is ADFS server. Where is the ADFS icon? So we have to bring the ADFS server. So to achieve single sign-on, access to the web server which is there in some other's network or in the cloud, we require a ADFS server. So that is the role of ADFS, Active Directory Federation Service.
Essentially, its purpose is to just provide a means to just have every user log onto that server without having to do multiple logins.
Can you repeat the question? Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. So the basic purpose of the ADFS server is just to provide a means for the users to log into the server without having to require multiple logins. Then.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yes. To reduce multiple logins and also seamless access, single sign-on access.
As a single what access?
When it's single sign-on access, that means.
Oh, okay.
For the first time when you access the portal, it asks for a username and password. That gets redirected. After that, even that page also it will not come up. So it's a seamless access. Everything works in the back end.
Oh, okay.
Vijay, the web app server is not sitting within the user network. It's kind of outside of the user network, right? It's in a different forest.
Yes, you can consider that. It is on a different forest, different data center.
Okay.
And you assume that this server has been, this web app server has been deployed by your partner, and he says it has been deployed by the partner, and you as a company owner, you will tell, okay, let me deploy AD models in this so that it can integrate with my ADFS server. So in that case, ADFS will play a role. So I'm just giving an example like GoToMeeting. There are some GoToMeeting softwares that can be integrated with your Active Directory. How, once again, ADFS will play a role.
So that means without the ADFS, it's impossible to log on to that web app server?
Yes, automatically you can log on to that web app server. We require some configurations to be done. Once that is done, then we should be able to log into that server automatically. So that is the role of ADFS. Let me open up some slides on that. Rhythms to deploy ADFS architecture and deployment, installing ADFS, installing the web application proxy. Once again, let me go back. This is the ADFS server, and then there is one more component by name. There's one more component by name ADFS web server, web application proxy server. So what does this do is, I would say this guy will be a proxy between, this guy will be in between, he will be in between your web app server and ADFS server. This guy acts as a proxy. So So always the link will be the link between web app to the web server and then web to the ADFS server. It will be like this.
Uh, so Vijay, why do we need a proxy server? Why don't we directly connect ADFS to a web app server?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, once again, a good question. Once again, Microsoft says that you have to secure your ADFS server within your internal network, and if you want to expose your ADFS to the external world, to the internet, then you deploy ADFS web server, web application proxy server. So it just whatever you are sending, it goes through the web server to the server, to the internet. Within the network, we can directly hit to the ADFS server, but if you are exposing a URL to the internet, then you have to choose the web server.
So it's just there for security purposes, right?
Yes.
Wow.
True. For security purposes.
Are we going to be deploying both types of servers or just the ADFS?
Come again.
I'm saying, are we just going to be deploying the ADFS, or are we deploying both ADFS and the WAN?
We will try. First, we'll deploy ADFS, and then we'll see how the things will go.
Okay. No problem.
Okay. Just a second. Just a second, guys. Just.
Oh, I can't see.
My chat. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I can't see that.
Thanks. Thank you for the lead. Okay. I think my colleagues are working. That's okay. Okay. Guys, give me 5 minutes. I'll just come back. I'll be back 5 minutes. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. See you in 5 then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, which are here,
Yes, Vijay.
yeah, I think we'll have a 15 minutes break and after it will join us. We'll join again.
Okay then.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
All right. I'll see you in 15
So,
minutes.
Yes.
okay, PJ. Okay, no problem.
So guys, I'm back. So can we start or should we wait for some more?
Okay.
Okay, we'll wait for 2 more minutes. So guys, so we can start. If I see a couple of yes in the chats, then I'll start.
Yeah, you can go ahead and start.
Okay.
Yeah, we can start.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Vijay, you can start.
Okay. So once again, you should be knowing what is ADFS and how to deploy, and every configuration configure ADFS at the server level, at the infra level, that you will be doing it, but at the application level, the web developer or the web team will be doing it. It's actually a shared responsibility between web developer and the IT administrator. So this has to be very clear. So once again, we require the same prerequisites: server operating system, knowledge of Active Directory, networks, TCP and UDP, DNS, IP address, and knowledge of firewall. So this is once again a business case scenario where you have been asked to deploy ADFS roles in the environment for claim server application. When I say claim server application means the developer team, the application team, they are building an application. For that application, they are integrating, they are building that module, claim module in that application so that it can talk to our ADFS server and get certificate. And so what will be your task? Deploy ADFS server, deploy certificate to the ADFS server, configuration of the ADFS server, and demo of the solution. So these will be your activities. And why company choose ADFS? It provides access control and single sign-on access, a wide variety of applications including Office 365, cloud-based SaaS application. So ADFS was introduced somewhere in 2008, and then it started to evolve. Till 2014 or 16, ADFS was the first choice for single sign-on applications. But after that, when Azure AD got improved, so people are, as I told you, people are moving from ADFS to the Azure AD. So if you have got any ADFS server and you have some configurations that has been done for some web applications for single sign-on access, slowly those things are moving, migrating to the Azure AD. Once again, why ADFS? Maybe in the year, from the year 2016 till now, modern authentication, simplicity and consistency, flexibility, industry standard, all these features, and it can seamlessly sign in using your name, sign-in name, and also you can sign in with Azure multi-factor authentication, eliminate passwords from the extranet, and better signing experience. So these are the few features of ADFS. So the key concept would be, by default, your user, when I say John Smith, the user, he will have a security tokens. The token, once again, it contains claims like what is his name, group membership, UPN, email address of the user, everything is nothing but a claim of a token. So what we can, and when he hits the application server, there is the application server, which is the green box. You can see here, when he hits the server, it talks to the Active Directory at the backend and gives you the security token, and the security token authenticates to the application. So this is your application server, and this you can consider as a ADFS server. It is like this. So
Vijay, sorry to interrupt. Apologies for interruption. Why does the user get verified from the ADF or from his own from his domain or controller? Why does he get verified to check a username password?
Come again.
I was just asking if the user sign in, right? If the user wants to log on first, he gets verified from his domain controller or from the ADFS?
Domain controller. Within the network, domain controller.
Yes.
But if there is a data that has been there in the internet, in that case, what the user will do, user will type in the, I'm just giving an example, the user will type www.google.com. Assume, first he will hit the google.com server, and that web server redirects the traffic to the ADFS server. And the ADFS server, it checks with the Active Directory whether this particular guy has got any tokens, any claims. Once that is get verified, then you will get an access. Right.
So before the user get the token, it means that he has to be checked from his domain controller first before he can receive the token, right?
Yes. So ADFS, ADFS will contact the Active Directory server to get the tokens. And in the that is how it works. So key concept, there are some document we can refer to this link also. So let me open up one more document. Is this visible? You can see, once again, these documents are picked up from Microsoft. You can see the number one is ADDS, Active Directory Services. This seems to be a complicated diagram. Let me pick up another diagram. I'll pick this. So first, our user, he hits browse the app, claims our app, he will contact the application, he is not being authenticated. After that, what will happen is, the same request, it gets redirected to ADFS server, ADFS STS. It's from the ADFS, it talks to the Active Directory at the backend, gets authenticated, and he gets the token back. Whatever the token that the user gets, he it sends the token back to the claim server application. And then the web app returns the cookie and the page. So this is how the ADFS comes into the picture.
Vijay, could you repeat that once again?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. So if I being a user, what I'll do is I'll hit, okay, let me just take an example. I'll just type www.google.com. Assume that google.com web page has got they have enabled authentication. So I will type www.google.com. It hits the Google page, that means Google web server. It hits the Google page. Google page says, okay, you don't have an authentication, I cannot give you access. So what will happen is, whatever the link, since this Google is a claim server application, what it will do is it will redirect the same traffic to the ADFS server. That means that I will be configuring. It will be configured in the console. Once it goes to the ADFS server, in the ADFS server, once again, I have said that, okay, any request you get from this application, that is google.com, you try to, you give a token. How the token will be generated? Once again, ADFS will get authenticated with Active Directory, query for user attributes for the first time, only for the first time, and then it returns the token. This is the first time. All this activity will happen for the first time. After that, the cookie will be cached in the local computer, and whenever he sends www.google.com, it doesn't ask for username and password. It authenticates seamlessly. All these things happens for the first time.
For me, I thought it would have been the other way around, where the user first log in to his or network, gets verified, check the username and password, if it is okay. Once he's already within his network, then he can try to request access to the web app. So I thought it would have been that way first.
No. Within the network, everything works seamlessly. But outside the network, that is how ADFS has come into the picture.
Okay.
Once again, reason for deployment is only the reason for deployment ADFS is people are building web applications using claim server application. So that is the only dependency. They want their web application. I'll just give one more example. If there is a big company and they have outsourced their payroll application to some partner, so the third-party vendor, what they will do is they will host their web application in their data center, and they will say to the customer that if you have got a ADFS server, we can integrate with our payroll application. So this application can be payroll application. It could be somewhere in the vendor data center. From there, we would have configured. Anybody hits a request, you contact the ADFS server of that company, and only for the first time. Once the first time everything gets done, a cookie will be stored in the user computer. So next time when you access this application, everything will be seamless. So reasons for deployment, once again, the same reason, claim server application. So people are nicely building the web apps, and they are just hosting their cloud or data center. And it's the IT team responsibility or the identity team responsibility to make sure these things gets integrated. Once again, these require complex settings also. But let's see what we can do in the lab. because to make a claim server application, there are few changes that needs to be done. The best thing that we can do is in the lab, we can set up ADFS server. We can set up ADFS server, and then web server, I will deploy the web server in my Azure portal, and then we can see how it is working.
So Vijay, back then, let's say a programmer developed a web app, and then he wants to integrate that web app with another person network or so. There's this common request where the developer always asks for APIs, or the other vendor always asks for APIs. So with the deployment of the ADFS, there's no need for those APIs now, right?
No. What he will do is in those web apps, I think he will install the module, something like the default standard modules like OAuth, WS standards. That will have some parameters that needs to be set. So those parameters will be given by the IT team.
Okay.
So Vijay,
Yeah.
so when we are trying to contact a claim server, web application in a claim server, it rejects the first time and directs us to an ADFS server, right? So this ADFS server, does it belong to our network, or does it belong to like the claim server's network?
No, it belongs to our network.
Okay.
So that means in their web server, in the partner's web server, I would say any request that comes and hits you, redirect to my ADFS server.
Okay.
Because,
sure.
So it comes and hits my network, and then I'll validate his token, everything, and using this one. This token, it's going to be stored.
Okay.
So do you really need ADFS? This is the next. If somebody asks you, do you really need ADFS? You could always say no. At this moment, you could say no, because there is a lot of improvements in Azure AD. You can directly integrate your application with Azure AD. Because ADFS has been a complex thing. So people, as I told you, people are moving from Azure AD to Azure ADFS to Azure AD. Once again, just to understand this by seeing an architecture. This is just an internal architecture. So by default, this is how earlier ADFS architectures were implemented. First is Active Directory. After that Active Directory, they will install the ADFS farm. That is, once again, for a high availability, they will implement 3 servers, ADFS farm. And then I think they have also have load balancer. After load balancer, they in the perimeter network. When I say perimeter network, it is nothing but the DMZ. In the DMZ, they will deploy the application proxy farm. Once again, just a role, ADFS role, and then from there they will distribute the ADFS URL to the internet. Internet means whatever the ADFS URL, that will be typed in the web apps in that developer web portal. So this is how the architecture looks like. So what is your role here? Your role is certificate requirement, hardware requirement, attribute store requirement, you can either use LDAP or a SQL server, SQL database, where you have got username and passwords, or you can use custom attribute stores. Authentication is LDAP, then configuration database requirements. These are all related to infrastructure. Application requirements, once again, that belongs to developer. Either he has to use one of the protocols, WS Federation, Trust, SAML, Do, OAuth, all these things. These are industry standard. Maybe I'll prepare a slide on this. What is the difference between Federation, Trust, SAML, and OAuth? And then the network requirements, permission requirements, proxy, browser requirements, and everything. So all these are the ADFS requirements. Okay, and then I'll just move it. What we can do is we can also, for certificate server, we can install the certificate server on the Active Directory server itself. So my next activity will be deploy a certificate server on your domain controller. On your domain controller, this is supported, so we will not, we will not consume one more server. So we'll quickly deploy one certificate server on the domain controller itself. So this is the group policy. So once again, you don't have to do anything to install certificate server. Just right-click Manage, add roles and feature.
Oh, we can see your screen, RCJ.
Come again?
Okay, it's okay now. We can see your screen.
Okay, okay. Okay, let me start. Go to Manage, add roles and feature. Next. 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 Just install Active Directory Certificate Services. Click Add Features. Next. Next. So Certificate Authority. So this is what we are going to install. And also we would like to install a few more components. So all 4 components will install. Next, and say install.
So while get it installing, the certificate server, does it play a role like encrypting the communication among domains or what?
Yes, yes. You can see if you see the domain controller ports. If you want something needs to be configured like LDAP, normally uses port 389. If you want LDAP or SSL, you can use the certificate. And by default, when you install a certificate in the environment, it will push the root certificates to all the users. When I say root, I'm just giving an example. If I open any Google, I just opened https google.com. If I click on this certificate link, certificate valid, you can see here www.google.com issued by some CA. Okay, my company is using a proxy, I cannot do this. I cannot show that example. Okay, So another use of certificate is if in your company, if you're deploying a web application and you want to make sure that web applications always always it works on port 443. In that case, you can deploy a certificate from your internal certificate server. So normally when you open up any web page, it works on port 80. So if somebody says that secure that website, then with the use of certificate, you can secure that URL by 443. Okay, once again it has done the thing. Now configure Active Directory certification on the destination server. This is the prompt it is showing. I'll say close. Click on warning symbol. Configure Active Directory certification services. Lab_Vijay. Click on next. So I would once again if you'll ask, select the same things. Last time we just installed the binaries. Certificate about the web enrollment. Okay, this is required. Okay, fine. These two are fine. So let me say click next. Once again, setup type enterprise CA and standalone. Most of the companies will go for enterprise CA. That means once again, it will hold the configuration files in Active Directory. Enterprise CA can use Active Directory to simplify the management of certificates. So it will hold some configurations in the Active Directory. So root CA are the first and maybe the only CA configured here. So by default, we'll go for a root CA. Create a new private key. You can leave everything default. Leave everything default. You can always choose how many years you want, either 5 years or 2 years. So normally company choose 2 years, months, whatever. I choose 2 years. Once again, all these are free. If you have a Windows server, if you just pay a license fees of Windows server, you can deploy all these tools. Next. And configure. So I'll say close. See yes, what else we have? I think that should be fine. So I'll say cancel. So I'll just restart my machine once to make sure everything is okay. And any activity that you're doing on a certification server installing itself, one-time activity, lifetime activity. If some administrator installs that server, it will be there like that. So every 5 years, maybe whenever his hardware changes, then he will either upgrade from one version to another version. And after that, there will be some activities like issue certificates to the web server or computers or users. So these are the normal activities for the certificate from the point of certifications. Copy. You can also install certificate server on your member server also. So now I'm choosing that directory server. Once again, it is showing in warning. Let me click that. Let me check why it is doing multiple times. Okay, now once again I'll go to tools. Anything that you install new components, you just have to go to tools and certificate authority. So this is your certificate authority. It gives issued certificate, revoked, pending, failed certificate template. So all these are components of certificate authority. If I open the web page, IAS Manager. So it has installed. I'll say when you want to request a certificate, you can request by computer, by MMC console, or through the web page also. You can see here, you can either request a certificate, view the status, download, see all this. Now you can see it is on HTTP. So I'll check the host name of this machine. Host name is DC7. So I want to bind. I have to bind an HTTPS for this URL also. It should be server name /site. In that case, what I will do is there is the server name DC server. I'll go to my IIS manager. Here's the IIS manager. DC server. You could see a server certificate. By the moment you install any web component, that web component will have a small plugin where you can request certificates from your enterprise root or wherever it is. So I click on server certificates. I'll say create domain certificate. I'll give the common name as dcserver.lab.com. Organization, whatever. You can give anything here. Click on next. By default, when I select, it should detect my existing certificate. Friendly name, once again, I'll give that dcserver.lab.com and say finish. Now I got a certificate. If I double click this, you can see issued to dcserver.lab.com by this server that you just installed it. Now what I have to do is I have to bind the certificate. Default website, go to bindings. I can say add HTTPS. I could, I think this is the one I believe. I'll say view. Okay. Now I banded 443 with the certificate. I'll say close. Once again, I'll open. Okay, it is not working. Why it is not working? Let me check again. I think I've not binded it properly, I think. Oh. Check again. It is not working. Go to bindings again. I'm just troubleshooting. It should work seamlessly actually. So I'll go to binding. I'll click it. Okay, there are two certificates. Let me pick one of them. have some DNS issue in this machine. Okay, there was a problem. I have identified it, I think. You could see the name, it is not PCS, yeah. There is a spell mismatch because of this. It was not working. So now I can take the same name. I have to request the certificate again with the same name now. So I'll go back to the default websites. Certificates. Once again, I'll create a domain certificate. Okay, let me go to sites again and then find the same certificate, find it. I'll go to binding. I'll click edit and remove. It asks for a username and kind of password because the certificate is always protected. Only authorized people can do the administration work on the certificate. Now you can see it as a point on HTTPS. So with this, my certificate server has been set up with the And for this website, I've just added the SSL certificate like this. So all these are internal. If you try to access this URL from outside, you'll get an error because the root certificate is not trusted. So we can also do that. Can we do that? No. Based on IP address, we can try. Guys, till here, any doubts? I think I did some troubleshooting that could have confused you, but main activity will be install the certificate authority server and then bind the SSL certificate to the web server.
I am a little confused about how you're binding it to the web
Okay.
server.
Okay. Once you install the when you install the certificate server, you will also install the IAS management. IAS is nothing but a where you can host the website. So once that is there, you have to open Internet Information Services Manager. You have to click on this this default website. You requested the certificate. There is that icon. Server certificate. Okay, you requested the server certificate from this box. You can see here this box, dcserverlab.com. The first thing is request a server certificate from this box, and then for binding, what you have to do is expand sites, default websites, go to binding. What is meant by binding? That means this site will work on port 8. The same way, what you can do is you can edit or add. I'll say add. I'll say type HTTPS. IP address could be anything. All unassigned. That means any IP from this machine, or you can choose an IP. And then you can choose a certificate which you generated earlier. You can choose a certificate. So that's how I binded the certificate for this website. It's a bit, am I going very fast?
So when we leave the IP address like unassigned or any IP address that we choose, like there like, do you mean any IP address or?
So when I say all unassigned means it will just pick up the IP address that is available in the machine, that is configured in the machine. Okay. Sometimes what will happen is for the server I would have configured 3 to 4 IPs. In that case, I have to choose. I'll choose particular. You can.
So again, the entire purpose of this entire certificate installation is just to secure our interaction with the web app server, right?
Why did I install certificate server? Only because my ADFS requires that. ADFS,
because the ADFS require that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
ADFS requires a certificate.
Okay.
So guys, any other questions? Because this ADFS part I'm going to split in 2 sessions. Today we'll just install the infra because I have to set up the lab server. For that lab server, I will build that lab server, that is claim server application in my portal, and I will demonstrate that. For you guys, I will stop at installing the ADFS server and form.
Okay. I have a question. So, what exactly is being bind when you're doing the binding?
Your IP address.
Oh, okay. The IP address of the server to the specific certificate then?
This IP address will get binded to the protocol, that is HTTP or HTTPS.
Oh, okay.
You can see a browse start at 80 HTTP. That means
Okay.
your IP gets binded.
Okay.
So once again, as I told you, if you are part of any company, your activity will be on certificate server will be very less. Something like either you have to request a certificate for somebody will say, give me a certificate for google.com. I'm just giving an example. So you have to request a certificate like this, request a certificate, advanced certificate request, create and submit. And by default, there will be two types, administrator and web server. Suppose, assume that in your company you're deploying some 100 web servers. You have to come here, choose web server. So your web server name will be maybe, I'm just giving some example, whatever. So there is the web server name. So I'll just generate the certificate and give it to them. The same way, there will be some other web server by name ng.lab.com. When I say submit, I'll just do it. I'll say submit. Close. Close. Okay. I have to add this in a trusted URL. Let me try again. Okay, yeah. So I'll say name as ng.lab.com. Somebody is building a server by name ng, and somebody is hosting a website by name ng.lab.com. I'll give the name. All this can be filled anything. I'll come here. Everything could be default, and I'll say friendly name. Once again, it should be the same name. I'll say submit. Generating request. I'll say yes. I'll say install this certificate. When I say install, it will install in this computer. So successfully installed. So if I want to see where is the certificate, I have to go to console. I have to choose a certificate, computer account. Next, finish. Okay. Okay, if it is not here in local computer, I can check in user account. My user account. ng.lab.com. So it is there here. So just assume that what is certificate server? If you have got thousands of applications internally into your network, and you want to secure those applications using port 443, then you require a certificate server. If you want to expose all those applications to the external world, then you have to purchase a public certificates. The difference between public certificate is public certificate will by default it will be trusted across all computers, all laptops, desktops, between all operating systems. Guys, okay. I think we had too much. Certificate is a bit confusing since I toggled between multiple windows. Okay, guys, clear. So can we break for a lunch?
Okay.
Yeah, okay. We can break for lunch.
Okay, so after lunch, what will be our objective is we will install the certificate server. That will be our first objective.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Okay, guys, thank you. So what's the time over there? It will be 1 hour of lunch. So
Well, my time here is like 9:37 a.m.
okay, then maybe at 10:30 a.m. Your time. So
Okay.
in case of EST, it will be 1:40 EST.
Okay. 12:40. You sure? Because wouldn't that be 9:40 by Western Coast time? It's almost 9:40 now.
Okay, it's a 1 hour of lunch time.
Okay. Yeah.
Whatever time zone.
Time zones get
Okay.
time zones get confusing.
Okay.
Okay. Alright. I guess I'll just start lunch now then. Alright, I'll see you in an hour then.
Yeah, sure.
So can you share your screen? Let me see that.
But I'm also having a similar issue when I did the bindings and attempted to access the website.
Okay. Can you share your screen?
Yeah, sure. Just give me a second. Okay. Start my video. Here it is. Okay, I think here we go. Okay. Yeah, there you go. I got it. Yeah. have it, so I attempt to type it in.
No, set SRV. ERC.
ERT?
Okay. Okay, let me type in the chat window.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. Let me just let me take a look at the chat window real quick. That's weird. Oh. Never mind. That's weird, I don't see the chat. I can't see the chat. Let's see.
Okay. Okay. Good.
No, that's not it. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, here you go. Oh. Oh, okay, there we go. So I was typing. Oh, so I was just typing in wrong then.
Yeah.
I apologize. Third. That's not a B. Okay.
Sujay is working now. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, yeah. That should work. All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Can I control back?
Yeah. Sure. You just stop sharing the desktop. I think we should get the control back.
Oh, here we go. Okay, I got it back. Okay, now I just gotta stop sharing. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Oh, now I can see the chat. Yeah, there it is. All right, let me just let me see. Not bad.
So guys.
Vijay. Hi, Vijay. Just 1 minute, Vijay.
Yeah.
I've been experiencing this scenario
There it is.
where when I restart, stop it and then
Yeah.
restart,
Please.
the public IP address always changes. Is that normal?
Can you repeat? I could not hear that properly.
Okay. If I do stop my virtual machine, let's say my DC server, right, using the Azure portal,
Yeah.
and then I restart it, the public IP address always changes. Is that normal?
Yes, that's normal.
Okay. Okay.
If you want to make that, you can also make your public IP as a static. You can do that.
Okay. Instead of making it dynamic. Okay.
Yeah, it is. Since it is dynamic, it gets changed.
Okay.
So guys, I would like to perform one more step before moving forward to ADFL because that is the request actually. So I'll share my screen. I'll log on to my server. Okay, this is not the server. This is my DC server. I'll I'll open certificate authority. For ADFS to work, we have to create a template, certificate template. So that is the prerequisite. 1 second. So I'm following an internet link how to perform the steps. So what I'll do is after this, I'll also share that link to you. You try to perform one of the steps. So I'll just, once again, why this is required? This is required for ADFS setup. So we did complete our CA installation, certificate authority installation, and we binded our SSL to the website. That's good. So one more certificate activity that needs to be done. That is, yeah. Create a certificate template for SSL, for ADFS. What I'll do is right click, I'll go to manage. I will double click web server. I'll say duplicate. I'll go to security. In security, I would like to add domain computers. That means what I'm telling is any computer in my domain request for a certificate, you grant it. So now after this activity, if my end server, my member server, if it requests a certificate, it should, my certificate authority should give. I'll say check name. Domain computer means everything. It could be a Windows 7, any machine that has been joined to the domain. And the permissions would be enroll and auto enroll. So computer has got the right to enroll a certificate, enroll and auto enroll. I'll say apply. I will go to request handling. I'll select this. Okay, and in general tab, template display name. Why it is grayed out? Let me repeat the steps again. So,
Vijay, I just hope this session is being recorded because some of us will need to go over this session over and over. So I just hope the entire thing is being recorded.
yeah, it is recorded. Okay, let me right click, duplicate template. I will give just a friendly name, maybe SSL cert template. Then I'll go to security, add domain computers. Enroll and auto enroll. I'll say, I'll go to request handling. I'll set this allow private key to be exported. Okay, okay. Then I'll say apply and okay. So now what I've created is I've just created a template, SSL cert template, and I want this template to be distributed to all computers in my Active Directory. What I will do, I'll close this. So I'll just refresh. I'll click on once again certificate template, new certificate template to issue. I'll count down. I'll choose this. I clicked on OK. So this is the activity that I have to do first. Then I have to, okay. Guys, possible to do this. I'll just guide you again. I'll go back to the certificate authority. Go to tools, certificate authority. Okay, first step is right click certificate, template and manage. You could see number of them. And then right click web server and say duplicate template. In the duplicate template, click on security, add domain computers, check name, give both permission, enroll and auto enroll, and then go to request handling, select private key to be exported, and then go to general and say give some display name as demos. 5 steps, 5 to 6 steps. Let me know once it is done.
Vijay,
Yeah.
just to confirm, since we are in a weekend, is it possible that this recording will be uploaded to the website this weekend, or we'll have to wait until Monday before we receive it?
No, I would tell them to upload tomorrow, either by today or tomorrow. I think it should be available. It should be available this weekend.
Yeah, please, that would be good. Instead of waiting for wait Monday, if it's available this weekend, it gave us ample time to do some more practice before
Okay.
Monday.
Okay. I'll make sure. I'll tell the student council to upload the video. And if you want some kind of a document on how to create a template, I can do that in the simple steps. Just red liners. I can also do that.
That would be great. That would be great, Vijay. That would be excellent on your part.
Yeah, if you could do that, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
Okay. So, guys, I had that. I thought that ADFS installation. Okay, let me complete the ADFS installation in my lab. After that, we can do the same thing in your lab. For that, I'll prepare a guide and also prepare a guide for certificate as well as for ADFS. Now, what I did is I created a new certificate template and I've issued this certificate template here. That means I'm telling the certificate authority to push this certificate across all the machines. So what I'll do is I'll go to my member server. I just want to take one restart just to make sure that everything works fine. I'm just restarting my member server.
Vijay, while you are restarting, are we going to do the ADFS today as well?
I'm planning, can we do on Monday?
That would be great because we have the GPO to go over, we have the certificate to go over, so it will be good if we can do the ADFS on Monday.
Okay, fine. Then I'll take that request. Yeah, we will do it on Monday. So in the meantime, whatever document that I can create for you guys, I'll prepare that and I'll upload. I'll share with them.
Okay.
Okay, so guys, okay, I'll pause it now because I don't want to continue if it gets too many confusions. So what I want is just, yeah.
Go on, Vijay.
Yes, you have any questions? So what I want is just, okay. So what I want is you have, yesterday you had a session with Raju, so you had some questions. He asked some questions on the Active Directory. So whatever the questions that was asked by Raju, everything was there in a cheat sheet. That means answers to those questions, maybe key terminology, fundamentals, everything is in a part of a cheat sheet. So what I want is you guys to go to the cheat sheet. Any questions you have to ask me. That is one thing. And then in the cheat sheet, there are a lot of command line tools like GP update, GP result, NL test. I want you guys to go through the cheat sheet and ask me several questions so that you will be thorough enough on an Active Directory. Okay, guys?
Okay.
Yeah, I want at least each one of you guys to ask me at least 3 questions from that cheat sheet. That means I'll be confirmed that you have gone through the document and also it's knowledge sharing. Both will be gained.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look over it then.
Okay, Vijay.
Okay. Yeah. So since I don't have anything today, you can work on practicals, whichever that is pending. So from my side, I'm going to wind up now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Vijay.
Thank you.
So also you will be sharing the document, right, today?
Whatever we have done today, I'll share that document.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Vijay. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Okay. Vijay, I had a question actually.
Yeah, sure.
So the certificate templates and all that, you're still doing this on your DC server, Active Directory, right? Not on your member server.
Yes. Correct.
Okay. I just had because you were restarting your member server, so I'm not really sure why you were doing that.
Oh, okay. I restarted member server only to make sure that my certificate server can whatever the changes that I've done in a Active Directory server that gets updated in my member server also. Just a configuration.
Okay.
That I will show you tomorrow. That is in the next session. Yeah.
Okay. And how do we open this certificate templates console? I'm not able to do that.
Okay. Okay. I think I'm in my. You have to go to Tools, Certificate Authority, and click on Certificate Templates. Right click here and say Manage.
Okay.
Here you'll get the, and here you have to choose the web server as your primary.
Okay.
And then you can say duplicate template. Under this, you just have to do 3 changes. That's all.
Okay. Thank you, Vijay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys. I will be on. If you have still have got any questions, I will be able to answer you. That's. I'll be on the. If you want to disconnect, if you want this line, this code, this WebEx meeting to be live, let it. If you want, I can make it. It can be, or else I will end the meeting. Either way, it is fine.
So we just have to add the template, and once we created the template, we just have to add it to the certificate templates, right? That is it.
Come again.
So I created the SSL. I created the SSL certificate template, and I have added it to the certificate templates in the lab DC server CA. And is that it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yes.
Okay.
So you have selected private key to be exported.
Yes. And I created domain and computer, and did the enroll and those 2 options.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. Yes.
But you said we have to make 3 changes in the template. What are those changes?
You just have to. Okay, let me show. In the template.
Okay.
In the template, you have to go to. Where is it?
I think you click on a different thing. You were clicking on the web server.
Okay, just a second. I'll just show you again. Web server duplicate template. I'll not create this. Request handling. Here you have to select this, and in security tab, you have to add domain computers here.
Yes. Got it.
Those are the two changes you have to do. And is there anything to be done in?
Vijay, could you briefly explain what are we doing in this template? Why are we exporting the private key and attaching it to the?
Because for ADFS, my ADFS will communicate with the Active Directory using certificates. For that, ADFS server requires some kind of it requires SSL certificate to be installed on that server. For this purpose, we are doing this activity.
Okay, thanks. Thank you.
Okay, guys. Any other question you have?
Yeah, I can't. Which tab do we go under to include the key again?
Okay. Request handling.
Oh, request handling. Okay, yeah. I believe I can't do the file. Hold on. Let me see. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, there was so many. I couldn't find it. Okay, then we just change names to. I guess. Okay. Oh, okay. I got it. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So guys, if you don't have any questions, then what I'll do is I'll end this meeting. You can work on the lab and ADFS installation we'll be doing on Monday. Is that fine?
Okay, Vijay. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that works. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.